Now, the flying headline was back on the front page this week. The Financial Review ran an intriguing piece about Qantas setting up an alliance with the world's biggest airline, Emirates. Now, Qantas confirmed it is indeed talking to a number of foreign carriers. Well, the market found it very compelling reading and started buying. Joe, a very good story by the Fin, and it certainly put the cat amongst the aviation pigeons.
It sure did. I mean, this seems like some sort of grandiose code sharing deal that they're talking about, but it does potentially have carry the threat that it will undo the One World Alliance with British Airways and Cathay. So the idea would be, I mean, if it's going to work, the idea would be that instead of flying to Singapore and then, flying to London, they essentially deposit their flying customers in Dubai, and Emirates takes them
and vacate the field altogether, essentially.
Well, you can't imagine that it would be worthwhile doing unless there's some, really structural change in the amount of they're flying in Europe.
Look, they're not. The reality is and it never ceases to amaze me that it hasn't changed the value of Qantas by 10%. No. The share price went up by 10% on the announcement. They're not Robinson Crusoe signing a code-sharing agreement. Every airline in the world, or almost every airline in the world, is in an alliance, a code-sharing alliance, and in aggregate, those airlines lose billions of dollars. This is not going to change the structure of the company. It's not going to change the economics of the business.
And looking, Tom, at the big picture, there seems to be, this big grand new plan from Qantas seemingly every week. Just what's the company up to?
Well, I don't know. I mean, look, Alan Joyce does have a lot of ideas, clearly. It's going to be a premium airline in Asia, and then there's this latest deal with Emirates. And, of course, it was only a few years ago that Qantas was going to merge with Singapore Airlines and so forth. Look, the fact is this. The airline business, as Roger said, is extraordinarily tough, and it has always been thus. Carriers around the world are going bust. If Qantas just survives, frankly, I think that'll be a job well done. For it to make a lot of extra money, I frankly cannot see how that's going to work.
The market capitalisation of Qantas is less than all the money that's been tipped into it by shareholders over the last 15 years. That is a bad investment, and the economics of that are not going to change rapidly.
Would you tip this alliance going ahead?
Oh, look, it may go ahead. I just don't think it's going to change the economics of the business.
Okay.